Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for standing by and welcome to the MBDA Virtual Substance Sandwich webinar. My name is Gabriela Zambrano and I'm the director of the Houston MBDA Business Center. This is our 7th year of offering substance sandwiches, and this is the 3rd virtual subs for 2021. During today's webinar, attendees will be in listen-only mode. There will be a Q&A session at the end of today's call. My colleague, Mark Praigg, is going to monitor the Q&As. If you have any questions during the presentation, you may submit it online by entering it in the Q&A panel. As a reminder, this presentation is being recorded and the presentation will be available via email with the participants. Now, I'd like to introduce my colleagues, Mark Praigg, Deidre Sutton, Business Advisor, and Jessica Vasquez. Today, we have the pleasure to meet with Port Houston. This is how the event will go. Port Houston will introduce themselves and then make a presentation. Then we'll break into questions and answers, and then we'll have a hard stop at 12:30. And now I'll turn things over to Pedro Garcia, a small business outreach manager. Pedro?
Thank you, Gabriela. Well, Gabriela covered all the housekeeping items. Thank you. So all the attendees are on listen-only mode. And again, Q&A at the end of the presentation. It will be recorded and sent out to all registered attendees, along with any collateral materials. We'll send out our small business program brochure, and the PowerPoint will be made available to everyone participating. So next slide, Mark. Let's see, next one, Mark. So this is just to kind of give you a brief overview of our agenda. It's a very simple agenda, but very informative, a lot of information. You'll hear remarks from our Senior Director of Small Business and Outreach, Gilda Ramirez. I'll talk a little bit about our small business program, our enrollment process, our registration process, certification, and training opportunities. And then I'm going to turn it over to Barbara Smith, who's our civil engineer in project and construction management, and she'll be outlining the upcoming construction projects. So and then followed, we'll have Q&A. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Gilda Ramirez, our Senior Director of Small Business and Education Outreach. Gilda?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity to join you all this morning. I look forward to seeing everyone in person very soon. We're all vaccinated in our office, and so we're getting excited about the opportunities to actually go out and see people again. But it's good to see everybody virtually. And I wanted to just take the opportunity to talk to you all a little bit about what's going on with us at the Port of Houston. I don't know if you've heard, but we are going to be making changes to our program. Next slide, please. I did want to briefly just introduce you virtually to our commissioners. Our chairman is Chairman Rick Campo, and he has been doing a great job. He is a dual appointment from the city and the county. And then we have our other commissioners, and they are appointed by either the city, the county, or multi-cities. And so we're very excited. We do have 2 women of color on our commission, and they are both very active with our program as far as being proponents, and they are very supportive of our small business program and our soon to be introduced new MWBE initiative. Next slide, please. So you may or may not know that we did commission a disparity study, and we did get those findings in December, and there was a disparity that we have our work cut out for us and work to do, but it is a great opportunity and we're very excited about new opportunities that these findings are going to allow us to do with our program. So we're going to be kicking off a race and gender conscious MWBE program, and we're scheduled for July 2021. As you can imagine, that is very quick turnaround. So we've been very, very busy with updating our policies, our procedures, process mapping, internal training, external training. So there's just, a litany of things that have to be done in order for us to be ready. It will also be a very aggressive overall aspirational goal of 30%. And one way to accomplish that, or some of the ways that we're going to be looking at ways to help us reach our goals, are the unbundling of some of our contracts, having robust good faith efforts, and again, strengthening our outreach. And we're going to be working very closely with our various divisions, such as we do with our procurement construction management team that you're going to be hearing from in just a minute. And so they are very good about forecasting, but we want all of our divisions to also be able to do that, so that our vendors have an idea of what's coming up in the next year to 2 years. So next slide, please. Oh, that's Pedro. Okay, so I'm sorry. The next thing, I've already addressed our 30% aspirational goal and all of the things that we're going to be doing. And again, we'll launch in July 2021. So please be on the lookout for any additional information. We also are going to be having an advisory council, and our first advisory council meeting will be in June. So many people will be getting letters to join us as an advisor on our advisory board for our programs, both our small business and our MWBE components. We'll also be introducing lots of training initiatives. So we are going to be working with many of our partners as well, such as the University of Houston Small Business Development Center, and also other training with construction companies such as McCarthy. And then we're working with Lift Fund and Ascend as well. So lots of new great things to come. Does anybody have any questions for me before I get off of the presentation?
I don't see any questions yet in the panelist Gilda, so I think, let me see, everyone is just saying good morning. And so besides that, I guess they're just still listening to the presentation. So we really appreciate it. This is very exciting. Always count MBDA to be part of the Port Houston, but I know if you're working with Ascend, I know you're also working with the Houston Community College. So thank you so much for presenting.
Thank you.
Oh, I have a question. Somebody says, will the advisory board be an open call?
No, we have identified our partner certifying agencies and then recommendations from our leadership on, but if anyone is interested, they can send me an email and I will certainly do what I can.
Yes. Thank you so much, Gilda. And we'll share that information. It's her email's in the PowerPoint presentation, so you'll be getting her contact information. So
thank you,
Gilda. Pedro, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Gabriela. Thank you, Gilda. Next slide, Mark. So I'm going to talk about our small business program, give a little background about our program. It was created back in 2002 by our Port Commission. It's a local economic development program for local small businesses to participate in contracting and procurement at the Port of Houston Authority. Our overall Port Authority wide small business participation goal is 35%. It applies to all contracts over $50,000, but we also track our small business spend for items under $50,000. It is a race and gender neutral program, but like Gilda mentioned, we are transitioning from a race and gender neutral program to a race and gender conscious program. And we will still emphasize the small business component and include small business goals, but also include opportunities and goals for MWBEs. The Small Business Program is, again, a local program for small businesses within the 8 counties surrounding Houston, and they're all listed right there at the bottom: Harris, Montgomery, Waller, Brazoria, Fort Bend, Galveston, Chambers, and Liberty counties. Next slide, Mark. The qualifications to enroll in our small business program, very simple. We look at the owner's individual net worth, which must be less than 1.32 million, excluding the owner's assets of the business and primary homestead. Also, we go by the size standards that are set by the Small Business Administration. Again, you must have a significant presence in the counties that were discussed. If you meet those qualifications, take the next step and register in our buy speed system, create a vendor account, and that's the best, most efficient way to get notifications, not only of current bid and proposal opportunities, but of our upcoming projects. The next slide, Mark. We're not a certifying entity, so we don't conduct the certification process of small businesses, but we rely on our public agency partners such as City of Houston, Metro, also Houston Minority Supplier Development Council, Women's Business Enterprise Alliance, SBA 8A, and then the state certifications such as HUB, TxDOT, and certification from the South Texas Central Regional Certification Agency. Next slide, Mark. These are some, once you enroll in our small business program, what do you do next? Well, we encourage you to take part in all our different training and development opportunities that we offer to enrolled small businesses, anywhere from a mentor protege program that we have in place with our public agency leaders to Port University, which is a very popular training program that we have in place. We started that back in 2003, I believe, 2003, 2004. Currently have just over 750 graduates through that program. And it's at no cost to you. It's all staff driven, and we cover a variety of topics, anywhere from our contract terms and our proposals to we go over the scoring, how we score our proposals and bids, and we have project and construction management as one of our speakers that come in and talk about our construction forecast. So, and a host of other topics. So encourage you to take part in that. We'll send out a notice either in June or July. Industry specific forums, we'll talk a little bit about that on the next slide and introduce you to that schedule. We do extend one-on-one meetings, one-on-one engagements with small businesses through our local chambers, and it's a good opportunity to come in and meet one-on-one with Port Houston staff, and we'll talk about your capabilities and then talk about opportunities with the port. Next slide, Mark. This is outlines our commitment to small businesses. As you in the previous slide, if you recall, our Port Authority wide small business goal is 35%. We're currently at 37% small business participation, with a little over $612 million in small business awards and commitments since the inception of the program in 2002. Currently, we have a little over 1,300 enrolled small businesses. Next slide, Mark. This is our team here at the port. If you have any questions, feel free to call anyone on the team, or feel free to call me. That's what we're here for, to answer any questions on how to register in our program, how to navigate through our process, and then educate you on upcoming opportunities. If you have any questions, feel free to call me on the cell or text at 713-269-2714. 2425. Look forward to hearing from you. Next slide, Mark. And now I'm going to turn it over to Barbara Smith, who's a professional engineer, civil engineer, project manager in our project and construction management department. So I'll turn it over to Barbara. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. So I'm ready to get started. Next slide, please. So this slide presentation will include
I cannot hear you right now, Barbara.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Can you unmute me?
No, yeah, right now, yeah, I can hear you. Right now, I can hear you. You just need to speak a little bit louder. That's all.
Okay, thanks.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to be talking about 17 projects that will be going into construction shortly. Next slide, please. So just for a short minute, I'm going to explain what you're looking at. So the next slide, we can just move right through. At the very top, we have the title. And if you go down below the picture, starting from your left, you see the procurement time. That is when we advertise and when we award the contract. If you move over the NIG codes, these are the codes that let the contractor know what discipline, if it's structural, civil, electrical. And then the small business opportunity, we highlight what areas where small business can take advantage of. And then moving far to the right, to the left of that is the PHA contact information. And so on each one of these projects, the project manager is their phone number, also their email address. And it varies from project to project. So now let's get started. I'm going to roll through these slides quickly. This project right now is about the scope of work consists of a rehabilitation of approximately 450 linear feet of steel pipe.
Barbara, I'm sorry, Barbara, but you're kind of fading in and out.
Wow. I don't know why. What about now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let's see if we can move forward with just this. So the scope, and Pedro, please break in again if I'm not coming in clear.
Okay. Thank you.
So the scope of work for this project is the replacement of 450 linear feet of steel pipe. The advertisement is the third quarter of this year, and we're going to award in the fourth quarter. Jessica Shambra, project manager for this project. Next slide, please. This is an annual project. Every year we do some security fencing replacement. And typically what we do, if you can notice, the report is a damaged fence and it is 6 feet. So typically security is 8 feet with the barbed wire. That's the scope of work. The projected advertisement is this quarter, to be awarded next quarter. Derek Garrett is the project manager for this project. Next slide, please. Am I coming in clear?
A little better, but sometimes it just kind of goes away, but come on.
Oh, that is so not good. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Construction Maintenance Complex at BCT. If you look at the picture to the right, this is the MR building at Bayport. We're going to be doing one at the Barbers Cut Terminal. The project manager for this project is Jessica Shambra. The advertisement for award, the advertisement is the third quarter and award is the fourth quarter. Next slide, please. This project consists of construction of the freshwater fire suppression system. And the new system will utilize one of the two existing freshwater tanks with the capacity.
Barbara, you're fading out.
I don't know what else to do. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
I have my volume up and I'm at as close to my speaker as I possibly can get.
Like
So-
right now, don't move, and it sounds perfect.
All right, so this one is a replacement of the tanks, or the capacity of the tanks is 500 gallons each. And some additional auxiliary work will include dry bone under the roadway, installation of new water lines, foundation pumps, controllers, and emergency generators. Jessica Chambry is the project manager, and advertisement first quarter, so it's scheduled to be awarded this quarter. Next slide. This project is, name of this project is dedicated to right turn lanes at the Freight Station Road at Bayport Container Yard. And the scope of work is to construct dedicated right lanes, one from the Port Road connecting to the U-turn, and the other to provide connection from the Freight Station Road to the U-turn. Advertisement is in the second quarter, and the award is the second quarter, so that's going to be happening soon. Harvey Ross is the project manager. Next slide, please. This is Container Yard 2 South Security. And this project will provide security cameras, fiber optics, cables, UPS, and network switches. The advertisement is the second quarter, and we're going to award the third quarter. Jessica Chambra, she's the project manager. You can reach her and contact her if you have any additional questions. Next slide, please. This is the gate expansion security. And the project provides security cameras, cables, UPS, and network switches. That's for both the entry gate and also the tweak area. Advertisement and award is in the fourth quarter of 2021. And Harvey Ross is the project manager. Next slide, please. Rehabilitation and repair of Wharf 2 at Manchester Terminal. The work includes the demolition of the existing shed building to your right, Wharf number 2, construction of a new fender, repair of reinforced concrete, fabrication and installation of 54 steel trusses, and then the installation of 152 piles. The advertisement and the award is in the fourth quarter of 2021. Eddie Carraza is the project manager, and you can reach out to him. Next slide, please. So at the Turning Basin North, there will be restroom restoration, about 15 existing restroom buildings. And we will replace it with 11 precast concrete restroom buildings at the various locations. Project advertisement is the second quarter of this year. It's scheduled to be awarded in the third quarter of this year. Jessica Chambra is the project manager. Next slide, please. Okay, this is the Turning Basin Transfer Shed 3031. And this project is approximately 200 38 square feet of roof repair at the transit shed 30 and 31. You can see the transit shed before us. And the scope of work is they're going to replace the roof over the existing roof. Project advertisement is the second quarter of 2021, and the project award is in the third quarter of 2021. Harvey Ross, for any additional questions, is the contact person and the project manager. Next slide, please. And this is guardhouse and arm change. And the scope of work will remove the existing speed gates and replace them with a manned guardhouse with the gate arms. This will be advertised the second quarter of 2021 and awarded the same quarter. Harvey Ross is the project manager. Next slide, please. Thank you for that. Now, this is an annual project, and it is the rail and switch replacement for 2021 through 2022. Actually, it's a biannual, so this is every 2 years. Project is a replacement of rail and switches at the Turning Basin terminal. Project is advertised, will be advertised in the third quarter, and project will be awarded in the fourth quarter. And Barbara Smith is the project manager. That is me. So you can contact me if you have any questions. Next slide, please. The annual pavement, drainage, and dust control at the East Industrial Park. And this project is just a replacement of damaged pavement, drainage improvements, and dust control approaches implemented at the EIP. This is to be advertised in the third quarter. And I am the project manager for this as well. Next slide, please. We have a lot of projects. Rehabilitation and repair of Wharf 8. Now, this work will consist of structural, concrete repair, and fender replacement. The advertisement is in the third quarter of 2021, and the projected award date is in the fourth quarter. Eddie Carraza is the project manager, for your information. Next slide, please. This is the City Dock 1 West fender system. Construction of a freestanding fender for the City Dock 1 West of approximately 600 linear feet. The advertisement is in the third quarter, and the award is the fourth quarter of 2021. I'm just going to highlight the NIGP codes for all contractors. This is how you are being contacted to be aware of the advertisement. Small business opportunities for the fender replacement and the pile driving. You got steel repair and concrete forming, striping, and photography. Eddie Carraza is the project manager. Next slide, please. This is the repair of Wharfs 20, 21, 24, 25, and 26. And the wharf is approximately 600 linear feet, is located at the Turning Basin. And the work is repair, pile repair, sheet pile repair, fender repair, and steel sheet beam repair. The award and the advertisement is in the fourth quarter of this year. Eddie Carraza is the project manager. Next slide, please. The repair of Wharfs 48 and 1 East. The repair work includes, but is not limited to, reinforced concrete, deck repair, pile repair, timber replacement, and fender repair. The fourth quarter, this project will be advertised and awarded in the fourth quarter of 2021. Eddie Carraza is the project manager. Next slide, please. repairs of wharfs 20, 21, 24, 25, and 26. I think I just did this one. Next slide, please.
Yeah, we can skip it. Oh,
Okay, that's the end of my presentation. Apologize for the technical difficulties, but hopefully the list of projects will be made available to you and you'll be able to reach out to the project managers that are on each one of those slides. Thank you very much, and back to you.
no, thank you, Barbara. I know this has been a very long, we appreciate all the effort, the slides, and I know everyone is going to be getting that information. So unless we have something else, I think right now it's questions and answers. I'm going to turn it over to Mark. I know we have some questions already. Just because I know there's a lot of projects, I want to make sure to leave the contact information here while people ask questions. And of course, if you guys need anything, you can always reach out to us. Mark, are you ready?
I'm ready, and you might want to remind folks that this presentation will be made available to everyone who registered for this event. And so you'll get all the contact information in the PowerPoint, which will be forthcoming, within 24 to 48 hours, Gabriela?
Yes, that is correct. So normally we'll send a couple of emails. We'll probably send the PowerPoint presentation by the end of the day, and then we'll send the recorded information within 48 hours. So just bear with us. But now, of course, if you haven't received anything by Monday, feel free to send us an email.
So I have a question for Gilda. It comes from our friend Gladys House. She wants to know what the purpose of the disparity study was.
I think Gilda dropped out, Mark.
So Pedro, do you want to address that?
We did commission Griffin and Strong to conduct a disparity study to evaluate all our procurement opportunities, and we evaluated the findings. The Port Authority did find that there is a disparity. And so moving forward, we will be implementing a MWBE initiative. We're still in the development phase, Gladys, but the implementation of the MWBE initiative will be in July, the first week of July. Now, I do want to emphasize that we're still going to have the small business component and include small business goals on eligible projects, but we're going to also include opportunities for MWBEs by establishing goals. Our overall aspirational goal for the MWBE initiative is 30%. And then look out for more information. Our disparity study, Gladys, can be found on our website at porthouston.com. Navigate to our small business page, and it'll give you detailed information on that study.
This is a question.
Thank you for your question, Gladys. With regards to the construction projects, as you can see, there's a wealth of opportunities for small businesses, anywhere from photography to concrete foundation and forming, earthwork, all the different trades, electrical, HVAC systems, plumbing, demolition, and a whole lot of opportunities. So I want to say that there is a no contact period. Once we have an open solicitation, it's an active solicitation out there on the streets. There is a no contact period. So the questions can only be posed on your vendor, the BuySpeed system, your vendor account. Outside of that, you're more than welcome to contact staff, gather information on projects, and I know Barbara laid out many projects, and there's, for each project, there's a project manager assigned. More than welcome to reach out to them or call our small business office. That's what we're here for. Thank you.
We have a question from Miguel Ruiz. A new MWBE initiative indicates a 30% participation goal. Will this be included in established 35% SBE participation goal, or will the SBE participation goal be increased?
Well, with the SBA, now the 30% is an aspirational goal. We'll set the goals on a project by project basis, and we're still working on putting in place our policy. We're still in the development phase of the new initiative, putting together policy and procedures, which includes goal setting.
Do you have any
More news to come.
Do you have any information for upcoming design projects?
I'll turn that over to you, Barbara.
Okay, I'm sorry. Will you say it again? I didn't hear the question.
Opportunities for design projects.
Oh, so in this particular, typically this slide would include design projects along with construction. So in this quarter, there were not any available design projects, but I'm sure the next one will provide additional information for design.
Do you request surety bonds to small businesses for these projects?
Our general bonding requirements on these construction projects, we do require a bid bond upfront when you submit your proposal. I believe it's 3 to 5% of your total bid amount. So you are required to submit a bid bond. And then at the time of award, we will require a performance and a payment bond. Now, I'd like to share with you, I know we're going to, in May, bring in SBA. We're still working out on a date, but they offer an excellent surety bond program through the SBA. So for more information, you're more than free to contact Miguel, who's on the program, or visit, if you Google SBA surety bond program, it'll take you straight to the site. So if you're looking for bonding assistance, that's a good site to go to with good information.
Here's a question. Can we reach out to the person who is the PM on specific opportunities? I would guess the question would be yes.
Yes, as long as it's not an open solicitation, Mark, and if it is an open solicitation, then there is a no contact period. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to call any of our project managers, or we'll be glad to facilitate that communication by calling our small business office.
Do any or all of these projects include signage? We provide a non-traditional signage which is eco-friendly and holds up better than plastic and metal in heavy port weather.
Barbara?
I don't know the answer to that question.
I know that Barbara mentioned there was a vertical construction job at the Bayport, the M&R building, and keep in mind these small business opportunities are, let's see, further, there was a vertical construction job, the maintenance complex at Bayport, and that would require signage and striping and all the different trades. Even some non-traditional things that you'll see, subcontracting opportunities for small businesses, such as photography. You notice you see photography in a lot of those slides, and the Port Authority does require progression photos on different phases of the project. So, but the answer is yes, there's opportunities in signage, and feel free to give us a call. Be glad to give you more information.
But also a good way, Pedro, for a lot of these businesses also is to register as a vendor with the Port Houston, register their proper NIGP codes, and then they'll get opportunities that pertain to their type of business. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. Yes, Gabriela. So in each project, each page, you see NIGP codes. Those are key because as Barbara and puts her projects together, she's going to send it out to prospective contractors based on certain commodity codes, NIGP codes. So you want to make sure that you have the right codes in place when you create your vendor account through our buy-speed system. If you don't have, and you're not limited on those codes, but if you don't have the right code on a certain project, you could miss out on an opportunity. So those NIGP codes are key and important to have as part of your vendor profile. Thank you, Gabriela.
Got a shout out from our friend Gladys House. Port Houston way ahead of all others in addressing diversity.
Thank you, Gladys.
Here's another question. To clarify, only companies in those 8 counties can submit on these projects?
No, it's open. It's open for our program, for our small business program. We do, like we mentioned, it is a local economic development program, and it's intended to assist small businesses in our counties that surround Houston. And we encourage companies to submit proposals, but if you submit as a prime contractor, we encourage you to make a good faith effort in using small businesses that are enrolled in our small business program as a way to satisfy the small business participation stipulation.
Who should we contact for technology needs and roadmaps?
Technology needs, you can feel free to call me or drop me a text, and I'll be glad to point you in the right direction. But we will be hosting different industry specific forums, such as how to do business with environmental affairs, how to do business with maintenance services, how to do business with project and construction management. And then we're going to have one in the third quarter on how to do business with IT services. So be on the lookout for that. And that would be a good one to take part in.
Do you offer veterans preference on bidding for these projects, since I am a veteran-owned trucking company?
Unfortunately, at this time, our program is a small business program, and we're transitioning to include MWBEs, but we are looking at developing or partnering with agencies that have a veterans entrepreneurship development program in place and training. So feel free to reach out to us. We'll be glad to help you with that.
What buying platform do you use? DIR, Choice Partners, SAM, GSA, TIPS,
For co-ops,
etc.
we use for co-ops BuyBoard, and there's a couple of state agency co-ops that we use. I don't have them in front of me, but I'll be glad to provide that to you.
What is the website to register our business to be able to get bids pertaining to our NIGP codes?
I'm sorry, Mark, you kind of faded out there.
What is the website to register our business to be able to get bids pertaining to our NIGP codes?
Go to our website, porthouston.com, click on the procurement button, and then from there, there's a button that says buy speed registration. And then that's where you start the process of creating your accounts.
If I own a pest
And we
control,
also have a kind of like a, I'm sorry. No, Mark. And then we also have in place, when you create your vendor account, is a code, a commodity code crosswalk. So if you had previously NAICS codes, you're going to NIGP codes. So they kind of work together and help you identify those codes for you.
if I own a pest control business, what category would I fall under?
If you could call us on that one, I'll be glad to follow up with you.
Is there a specific contact for technical large format printed scan documents? Do you have one centralized printing location that I can contact to discuss working together?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to reach out to our office services department. But we'd like to kind of be that initial contact with our small businesses. If you can provide us your capability statement that outlines what scope of work, your references, your capabilities, your bonding, and then from there, once we have that capability statement, we can just forward it to the appropriate department. And that is very, very useful information in evaluating businesses.
We are an WBE technology company that services the education space and are very interested in working with the port. How do we prepare our working staff to get certified to work at the port? Any training that is needed for our team?
We have a Port University program in place, and we'll be glad to provide you with more information. But that program, Port University, gives you detailed information on how to submit a bid, a proposal, how we score those bids and evaluate those proposals, and we go over the different procurement methods that we have in place at the Port Authority. So I would recommend that as a next step once you're registered and enrolled in our small business program.
I've run out of questions. Gabriela, do you have anything in chat that needs to be addressed?
Well, I have two questions that they say. Does the federal women-owned small business certification meet this criteria? Would that be one of these certifications included? I believe that's not included. Is that correct?
Yeah, we take the only federal is SBA 8A.
Mm-hmm. And then it says
we got 3 statewide certifications that we accept, a couple of public agency certifications, SBA 8A, City of Houston, Metro. And then if you're looking to engage the corporates, the bigger companies, we would recommend that you look into Houston Minority Supplier Development Council or Women's Business Enterprise Alliance. Very, very well connected to the corporate side.
Yeah, and I think this is, I mean, we're close to 12:30, so I think we don't have any more questions. I think
I have one more.
never mind that.
No, sorry.
Sorry,
hi,
Mark.
it just came through. Hi, I'm Jorge Vasquez with Clear Choice Chemicals. I have a dust control product and hand sanitizer gel product. Do you procure these products directly, or are they products included by the contractors providing the services?
Thanks for the question. Just generally speaking, there are some exceptions, but generally speaking, items that are budgeted under $50,000, you can submit your bid online. So it makes it very easy, very convenient. But feel free to call us and we'll provide, and it's a service or an item that we do procure on an as-need basis.
Hey, Pedro.
So, we're available. Feel free to call us, Jorge.
Wait, Barbara has a...
Yes, in addition to that, the dust control product would be correlating with the dust control, the dust control project.
We can barely hear you.
Can you hear me?
You're fading out.
That's all right.
Barbara.
That's okay. You did a great job. I'm gonna go on mute. Thanks.
Okay.
Barbara's like, I'm done with my mic. We really appreciate Barbara but going through all the process, because I know you have some projects that people can send you an email directly. So for everybody who's on the call, and right now it's we're almost at the end of the pandemic, I believe. So we don't have that face-to-face, but they have provided email address, phone number. Pedro had provided his direct contact information. So feel free to contact them directly. And Mark, do you have any more questions that are pending?
Cheryl LeBlanc writes, is the Women's Business Enterprise Alliance the best place to start if working on certification as a woman-owned small business? We are in Texas. And I would answer yes. Is that a good answer?
Yeah, I would give them strong consideration. Yeah. And that's kind of a business decision on their end, because it does take investment of time and resources. But the WBEA has great programs in place to assist the women-owned businesses, and they do have a certification process. So you want to look into that, and they're very well connected with private entities and corporates. And you're more than welcome to serve on committees and boards and be as active as you want to be with that agency. April Day is the CEO or the president of WBEA. So a great team they make over there.
So, so Carol again is asking about WBE. Yes, get in touch with WBEA. That's your best bet as to get certified as a WBE.
Now Metro and Metro and City of Houston, SBA 8A, and the 3 state certifications are at no cost to you. But there is a fee assessed for HMSDC and WBEA. For more information, just call them directly at HMSDC. Their president is Ingrid Robinson, and at Women's Business Enterprise Alliance, April Day heads up that organization.
Now, I want to interject because even though you may have the fastest certification, I want everyone to understand that first you need to do some business development and see which certification you need for the contract that you're looking for. And I'll say this because, you have the SBA 8A, but that requires at least to have $750,000 worth of annual sales and so forth. I know in MBDA here we have our own business advisor, Deidre Sutton. So if you're a minority-owned business and you are in the construction industry or minority business and you're looking to expand, feel free to contact us as well. And if you're a client, we're more than happy to help you. And with that, I think, Mark, are we good?
We're
Yes.
good.
Okay, well, Pedro, I want to say thank you so much, and Barbara and Gilda, you guys have done a fantastic job. I'll make sure to share this PowerPoint presentation. It's going to be divided in 2 just because there's so many slides, and I want to make sure that all of them are shared and you have all the project managers information. I think Barbara took her time to make sure that to show you the small business opportunity, but also I want to share Pedro's information, which is in one of these slides. So if you have any questions, either feel free to contact us, contact Pedro. We're here to help you. There's lots of opportunities out there, and I want to thank everybody who took an hour of their day to listen to all the opportunities that Port Houston has. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Gabriela, and to the whole MBDA team. Y'all are great, Mark and Deidre and Jessica, and everyone stay safe. Everyone that's in the presentation, stay safe, and y'all take care.